So in this segment, we're going to be talking about Laura Kuenssberg actually doing a good job here. She actually does a good job, and she holds Stephen Barclay, who is, I believe, the health minister, accountable. Yeah, the health secretary Barclay, accountable, saying, this 40 new hospital things, it's not going to happen, is it? Why she wasn't doing this during the election, I don't know, but she's doing the right thing now, and you got to give people credit for at least doing the right thing, even if they goofed massively up until that point.
They repeated the claim that the government is building 40 new hospitals. Now, before we do anything else, I just want you to be completely straight with viewers. There are not 40 brand new hospitals being built, because that description includes new wings for some hospitals, refurbishments for others. It does include some new hospitals, but let's be completely honest, Steve Barclay. I'm sure you're a politician who likes people to think they can believe everything you say. You are not building 40 brand new hospitals, are you?
Well, it's in line with the announcement that was made in 2020.
That's
what the
not my
manifesto
question.
said was 40 new hospitals. That is what we committed to in the House on Thursday. Over £20 billion on the investment to do so. And you're right, places like Kings Lynn, which are propped up, I've been to visit it, I've seen firsthand the challenges there, and it's a hugely positive message for NHS staff, for patients and for the wider population in areas like Kings Lynn, Bury St Edmunds, Huntingdon, and the 7 areas where the RAC hospitals are being
Steve Barclay.
prioritised.
Before we move on, I really want you to be straight about this, because for a normal person, building a new wing or maybe refurbishing part of a hospital, that is not a brand new hospital. If you save up and you get a new conservatory on the back of your house, you don't have a new house. So can you be honest with people? You're not building 40 brand new hospitals.
Well, some of the schemes include, for example, a hospital being gutted and fully refurbished. If I look at Charing Cross, for example, that's exactly what we'll be doing, and we'll be starting work to decant some of the facilities and then refurbish. So there's a range of things within the scheme.
So there's a range of things.
That was
It's
a debate
not
that was
40
had.
new hospitals.
That was a debate that was had in 2020.
Yes, but it's
we're sticking with those schemes, but we're accelerating, exactly as you just pointed to, we're accelerating those schemes, which include 5 brand new hospitals.
So there you can, I didn't pause it because I didn't, there wasn't really an interjection there because, this is Laura Kuenssberg actually doing journalism, people. This is what decent journalism is, and I think she should have interrupted him really when he started talking about the refurbishments and all that stuff, because it's not a new hospital. A new hospital is a newly built hospital. Unless you tear the old one down and build a new one, that's not a new hospital. Like she said, if you put a conservatory on your house, it's not a new house. But honestly, I must have woke up and walked into a parallel universe on that Sunday morning, because when I saw this clip, I was like, damn, Laura Kuenssberg doing actual journalism and doing follow-up questions and saying, well, that answer you gave didn't answer the question, did it? Did I walk into a parallel universe? What's happened here? Honestly? And I think this is what we need to see more of in the media. This is what I want to see. Journalists saying, you didn't answer the question. What you said in 2019 was this. What you're saying now is this. These are not the same. And obviously, the whole thing about 40 new hospitals was a joke. Some of these refurbishments, like painting and fixing like cracks on the wall or whatever, that's not new, is it? That's not a new hospital. And even these new hospitals won't be built by 2030 because some of them they don't even have planning permission for. They don't have planning permission, so they haven't even started the basics. Because that's where, you don't even start construction. You have to get planning permission first from the local councils in order to build this stuff. Based on the conversations I've had, you can build a hospital in around 3 years. So they're out of time. They're out of time here because the election's going to be next year. But the fact is, a lot of these won't be built by 2030 because they have no intention of building these. Because hospitals cost a lot of money. They don't have the staff to even fill out these hospitals. And the truth is, they don't care. Like, if the NHS was a private, like the American system or other kind of systems, they'll be more than happy with it. Free at the point of use, they don't care about, honestly. If they had a system where you had to pay to visit a GP, they would love it because they would cash in. It's just, Steve Barclay, I didn't think his voice sounded like this. Is the first interview I've heard from him. But, I think she should have done better here, but at least we're getting some pushback from Kuenssberg. She has a lot of high-ranking politicians on her show. At least we're seeing something here. I don't want to give her too much credit because I don't want to see some consistency. But, credit where it's due. At least she's pushed back and she's done the basics of journalism, which is don't let the politicians lie or answer the question they want to answer or frame it they want to frame it, the way they want to frame it how you want to frame it, ask them the questions you want to be answered and push back when they don't tell you that, So yeah, some respect, but honestly, the sooner this lie gets dispelled, the better. And what I want to see from Labour is they come up with their own healthcare policy and they can push back on this. Say, you said you'd built 40 new hospitals. I ain't seen 40 new hospitals, but this is what we're going to do. That's what I want to see now. But honestly, a lot of credit to Koonsberg. Like I said, very rare I'll give her credit for anything, but it's due. Steve Barclay looked a bit stupid here, I'll be honest. He did try and stick to his talking points, but, it's very hard for you to lie when you said there'll be 40 new hospitals, and there's not. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.